Let's see how this all works. Switch accounts. All right, so I got it going live. All right, so curious who's with me tonight. See what we got. Leave me a message in the chat. Hopefully, there's a live chat. Never done this before. Just hit live and let's see what happens. See who shows up. See what they want to talk about. So let's see here. Live chat. Okay. Anybody out there? I know I got 3 other people tuning in. Leave me a chat. Let me see how this thing goes. See if I can see you. That's the phone falling. Just trying to make things happen. Deanna. What up, Deanna? Let's see if Deanna there she is. You're live already. Not sure I can see the comment. Okay, so let's see here. Let me see if I can brighten up my screen a little bit. Oof. How's that, Deanna? Pretty rad, isn't it? I know I'm in the dark. Hey, Audrey, Corinne, how are you doing, baby? Bradley Johnson, what's going on, brother? Dude, it's funny to me is that came back here, wife went to sleep, my buddy came over during this frost, and I know it's dark. It's the way it's supposed to be. It's late night, Deanna. Spooky. It's a little spooky. So my best friend and his wife and his kids came over and they spent the night. Well, they've actually been here for 2 nights now. Probably can't leave until I think Thursday or Friday. So it's been interesting because what do you do when you have people over because you love them, best friend, love their family, and they don't bring anything with them? Now, we're in a situation right now where it's all about getting groceries from the store, and I don't think anybody's procuring any armament, but I mean, people get ready for things. But like my buddy, he said he was going to collect that PVC pipe. That's like his big goal because he knows he's going to have problems with his pipes. So we had our pool pipes bust, and we've got. It's not the biggest pool, but I mean, it's not a small pool either, and we still had to cut the water off because the pipe's busted. The pool is sinking as far as water is concerned. And then we got one more night, I think, of freezing, and I think we get a little bit of a break. So we'll see. We have electricity, we have water. So the pool's in trouble, but we can deal with that. We don't want anything internally, on the house. So Audrey says, "Yep, our power went out earlier today." Man, Audrey, you've been dealing with some things over there, and you're not too far away from us either. For those that don't know, because I live in the hill country, and so our power has been on. We haven't had any issues. Deanna says, y'all's power has been on all day. Yep, it's been on all day. And, but, we went through most of the day and didn't have any problems, but ended up running into I looked outside, I've been monitoring my pool, and I saw the pool and I was like, oh, Lord, it's sinking. It's sinking. The water level was going out. And it's cold outside, son. So, my buddy Chad was over and we went outside and we called the pool guy. And they told us cut the circuit breaker off. And then you got to turn all these little dials to be able to let all the water sink. So we're basically draining our pool in, I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know. Do y'all know what the temperature is going to be? I know in San Antonio, it's a little different than us in the hill country, but in the hill country, man, it's like 7 degrees. wind chill about 10 miles per hour. So, we almost. I think one day, and I think we're gonna be good, but those pipes busted on that pool, and as long as it's exterior pipes, that's what matters to me. You know what? I did not know because I'm not big on prepping. I'm really actually not even a do-it-yourselfer guy. And I usually hire somebody, and I know that sucks, and I know it's horrible. My dad, he's ashamed, but it is something that I was taught, how to go out there and to, make things happen, create a fire, do all these things. But in the end, here we are. We've got a family that we're hosting behind me. It's got a family that we're hosting. Their electricity went out, so they came over, and we were able to, you know, feed their family. They had to make it up the hill and limited supplies, but they got here, so that's good. And one of the things that we try to do in our house is we're trying to limit um, the amount of energy that we use, hence the dark room, because we're trying to help out people who are hurting, you know. And I know some people, oh, softball by Fat says, man, I'm about to go to sleep myself. Wish I could stay up. I got to work in the morning. Sorry about your pull. Hey, brother. Thank you. Thank you, Big Frank. My pool busted. For those of you that don't know, my pool's pipes busted, and so I had to drain the whole pool, and it's gonna be cold here. But you know what? It's funny, man, because we go out there, my buddy Chad, we go out there and we try to fix it. And in the end, I had to just stop myself in the middle of it and was like, man, I'm fighting to just save my pool equipment. Some people are out there fighting just for their lives, like trying to cuddle up, trying to find a place. I think about those people. It's not like you think about animals, and you think about people who are homeless, and the people that I've met in my 23 years in law enforcement, the people that I met, man, you'd be surprised how they got there. You wouldn't think, people went to high school, outstanding sports, go on to college, and then some way, somehow they lost their way and went down a different road. And those are the people that I've run into in my 23 years in law enforcement. And just because they don't shower, just because their hair is messed up, don't speak the same language, all that kind of stuff. Maybe it's at the end of your shift and you're ready to head home, and everybody understands a tough shift. And maybe you get this call. I mean, you can't judge who that person is just off of initial contact. You don't know their backstory. So talk to people like that, man, and they come from some really good backgrounds, but you know, took some wrong turns, and now they're dealing with it. So I feel for them. I feel for all those that are out there rolling around with no electricity, no water. We filled up some water. We made sure that we had all of our lights, battery operated lights, candles if we needed them. So that's what we're doing here in the household. But what are you doing? What are you doing to prepare me? Like, what's your most important thing that you have that you're preparing for just in case everything else goes out? What are you going to do, man? And so to answer, thank you, Audrey. It's my heart, and that's why it's thoughtful. And then Softball by Fat says, how are the roads in San Antonio? Well, I live in the hill country. So we're a higher elevation, really spread out on hilltops and stuff. And we catch a lot of wind. And so for us in our neighborhood, because we have the beautiful views up high, we got to go down a big hill. And on that big hill, we haven't been able to get up that hill. My buddy got up there 2 days ago because his family's power was out for about 2 days. So he called me up, came on over, was able to get up the hill. But since then, it's frozen, so you can't get down. And but that's our area, big hill out in the hill country. In San Antonio, I think people are getting around pretty good. I don't think they're having too many issues. I think that from what I understood today, like HEB, which is our market store. I don't know what it is there that's real popular, but we go get everything, milk, meat, everything. That's our HEB. And HEB was out of food today. They they closed down. People, all right, softball by fat. We'll see you, brother. Get some sleep, man. It's one of our guys that holds the line over there in the West Coast, Frankie. And got to give a big shout out to all first responders. Think about this, man. They got to go out there, and there are people like me, officers that are like me, that it can be ice, and rain, and snow, and floods, and all that stuff. And in the end, we're gonna do what we need to do to get there. It's just our obligation. It's our why at the time. And so I was so surprised by all the officers that were able to make it to work. Kudos to those guys, man. I couldn't have made it, but Eddie Beltran, all those dudes, you know who you are. So thank you guys. Thank all you first responders, the ones that go out on the streets, the ones that are waiting for us in the hospitals. You know, world doesn't work without them. And I heard some rumors about how the rolling outages here in San Antonio. So what's happening is that you have different parts of town that are supposedly San Antonio, by the way, that are just like rolling electrical outages. They're trying to distribute, the electrical power. And but something has come up where when you're in a part of the grid where there's a hospital or some type of emergency services type thing, that you're going to get a if you're in that grid in that area, you're going to be able to get constant power because they don't want to let the hospitals go down. And it's weird to think about that because maybe there is some control, and then if there is, I'm glad that they're able to do that with the hospitals and first responders that need to be able to react to our situation. So I know that we have some exciting news coming up. We have some gifts giving away to some children who are in need. Now, in need doesn't mean necessarily without money. What it can mean is that somebody maybe some children, parents maybe fell ill to COVID. I heard about that story. I just don't know who those kids are, but those are the kind of kids we're looking for. Shields for Kids is an organization of officers who go out and provide for kids in the community that are in need. A lot of times we do this in our off duty time because we want to show them that we're there on our own dime and at our own time because we truly care about them. And so with Shields for Kids, there are a lot of events that come up. And, you know, when we talk about what we want to do is, I know that there are a lot of kids that are hurting right now. And if you know a family who's hurting, and maybe needs a little bit of an uplift, in about 2 to 3 days when the roads are clear to drive on, we're going to go start our Shields for Kids truck, and we're going to start making some deliveries to some kids that we have found need it. That's what we want to do. We want to be able to help the kids out in our community to be able to develop that bond with them. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. If you think of a family, if you know of somebody who's in need, please let us know at shieldsforkids.com. And one more thing is a few tips when it comes to tonight. I know that for us, it's a big thing to be able to have the tub filled with water, to have our jugs. We have softball jugs here, so we fill them with water because you need to be able to flush your toilets. And if your septic tank isn't working, that's little sprinkler heads. If it's an anaerobic, you need to be able to go out there and make sure that you test those things. And if they're not working, maybe pour some hot water on them. But other than that, it's just been really about collecting water and making sure we have the right clothes and flashlights and things like that to get through this. So it's going to be 7 degrees tomorrow for a low, and I think 9 for the next day. And it's just something we haven't experienced that often here in Texas. So it's interesting for us. I will say that in about 2 weeks, we're going to be giving a special prize away for one of our subscribers. And it's going to be really good because it's going to be something that everybody needs, and that's cash. And the reason I want to give that away is because I know there are people with going through difficult times. How are we going to get it to you? We'll work it out. It's coming. But, I think everybody can use a little bit of a boost right now, whether it be not being able to report to work as much or, maybe incurred some extra bills, or maybe you got to spend a bit of money uh, transporting yourself all around town. So either way, we'll be able to help you out. So make sure you go to our YouTube channel, Trini Trinidad, subscribe to that, and we will let you know how you can help us out. All right. Just wanted to say hello to everybody. Audrey says all the schools in my area shut down for the next week. Woo! I could see excitement in that voice. I know that the schools are very important to our kids, and I want them to get back. But at the same time, we got to make sure that they're not going to be exposed to anything. So I hear you, Audrey. Good luck with that. You got 1 week off. Enjoy it. Be good to mom and pops, and hit that school year. Those gold stars. I don't know if they give gold stars anymore, but we used to get gold stars. So, all right then. Thank you guys. Don't forget Trini Trinidad, and I got your six.